Here I am again to talk about my identical twin sons, Sean and Michael, who are 29 and still have not been able to get disability. Sean denied for the 4th time the other day, which is absolutely insane, period. Just insane. They are identical twins. They both have essential tremors, and they also had a late diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder, which should have been picked up during their IEPs during elementary school. They're 29, they want to work. We can't find any work. DOR even recommended disability. And this one Social Security disability judge, she keeps denying Sean disability. Michael is a little bit further behind. Sean was more damaged by 24 different meds that caused suicidal thoughts and actions. And as Michael says, he was the lab rat. And it has caused a lot of problems and depression. The tremors got in the way. They tried so hard to get through school, even in the disabled students program at junior colleges. They are both very, very intelligent, very smart. If you see my other videos, you will know. They taught themselves to be computer programmers, and Sean taught himself to read, write, and speak the Russian language, and they were trying to get through school, or he was, and Michael was at home developing a game engine for his Void Seer engine, and his game called Fell Escape from Cyrocon, which was on an Android cell phone, and they did Void Seer libs, which didn't really make much money, and besides, the game, after 3 years of working on it, the Fell Escape from Cyrocon, was pirated. So no money has been made from that. In the meantime, depression has really set in, and these tremors, they cause anxiety. Sean is severely depressed. There's no medication that works. It took 5 years to be able to see a neurologist because we didn't have the money. Even the doctor at the clinic was embarrassed. It wasn't until Sean was on life support that that kind pulmonary specialist said that he would make sure that Sean was seen by a neurologist before he left the hospital. It has been hell, pure hell, as a mother, and having to work and not knowing if I'm going to find my sons dead or not every day. And I know how hard they try. They've tried twitching. They're so talented. And sadly, we don't get any help. With Sean being denied 4 times Social Security benefits. And by the way, there are no other programs in the United States of America that takes care of young adults who have disabilities through no fault of their own. This judge in particular, she gave little merit to the neurologist. She gave little merit to the metabolic disorder specialist, little merit to the genetic, and she gave no merit to me on her last one because I wheeled Sean in a borrowed wheelchair to make sure he could get there from the car up to the hearing. This time we had a disability attorney that we finally had to hire. And quite frankly, this man was not very prepared. We only saw him for 10 minutes. And they made me leave the hearing room, and I reminded the disability attorney of the auditory processing delay. Because when you've got the judge on a TV screen, you've got a man, a vocational expert, who is on a phone, can't even see him, and you've got the attorney who's sitting on the other side of him. Sean couldn't really understand them, and Sean is very soft-spoken, and they accused him of being drunk. Well, he had one drink. He had a drink to stop the tremors. Anybody knows that alcohol stops essential tremors. It doesn't for Parkinson's. And Sean was too afraid of going there and having a panic attack. That was the only way I could get him there. Borrow my Korean veteran's wheelchair, which he doesn't really use, and to get him, because he'd been falling down. He was anemic. His body was covered with bruises. And so she denied Sean again, and she denied the PTSD, which I had to dig through all my paperwork that I have around here in boxes in the living room, clear back to the Crime Victim Witness Program through the state of California. So I sent over that proof to the disability attorney. I also sent over pictures of Sean's body with bruises, and hence why I used the wheelchair. And it's really, really sends Sean into deep depression, because it's like he said, I do have another video on YouTube that he allowed me to use where he's devastated, and he says nobody gets it. And by the way, that disability attorney, who seemed to be so kind with the other clients, which is why we finally took him on when the judge said that we really should have an attorney after our other attempts to make things go smoothly. Well, this man never contacted us till we had, like I said, we had 10 minutes. And so those 10 minutes, he's telling Sean, who has auditory processing delay, autistic spectrum disorder, I hate the word disorder, but of high on the spectrum, and who wants to know the logic and explain the logic of everything in his answers. And so the attorney was asking him questions, said they just want to know a yes or no answer. Well, Sean is like trying to explain, and he says, no, they want a yes or no answer. I was quite shocked, to be honest with you, at his demeanor. And he said, they just want to know whether or not you can wipe your fucking ass. That's what the attorney said. I thought Sean was going to get upset with him because he doesn't like swearing, only on occasion. And then we were called into the hearing room, and then, like I said, I was asked to leave. And I reminded the attorney of the auditory processing delay. And so, hence, like I said, I sent over all this other proof of the PTSD because she didn't believe it. I sent over the pictures. I've already said that. Forgive me, I'm not on a script. I'm a desperate mother who loves her sons, who's been fighting for 6 years and living with the long suffering. They've been trying so hard, even trying the regional center. They won't accept us, even though we appealed with the therapist who made the diagnosis of autism spectrum. She said that all the symptoms were there before the age of 18, and that, these should have been picked up by in the IEP program, the special education program, from the psychologists there, the teachers there, any doctors along the way. They had all the signs. I have 6 sons. My 4 other sons were jocks and into sports and very good at it. Sean and Michael were very logical. They were my little nerds and very social phobic. They didn't like to be around people. And I was hearing it from friends and family. Oh, you got to get them out there, like I was keeping them from doing it. But eventually they had to be homeschooled. I had to homeschool them quite a few times and tried putting them back in. And oh my God, I've got all this paperwork. I've got all the proof. And I need to go very public about this, because like Sean said in that very sad, my last video, very, very sad, a very broken man who says they just don't get it, and he wants to help others. I have tried to contact and send some videos to Dr. Phil several times, clear back to 2014, nothing. But today I'm going to do another one, an updated one. And also, we had some hope the other day with a company called Divergent, that through Inland Empire Autism. If we mentioned them, they wanted to hire on the spectrum, young adults on the spectrum, and help them to get work. And it's getting hot in here, or a hot flash, but at any rate, like I said, this is a raw footage here. And so Sean joined up right away because he's very good at, he could do cybersecurities, and remote work is what they need. Okay, we have tried so many places, I can't even tell you, and they lose the application. We go there, it's just unbelievable, and it's so hard to even get them there, and trying online, and they even work at night because they are up at night. Anyway, they have been so let down. This Divergent, they had a little test, and we thought it was just for a fun thing, not something that, I guess they only gave us one chance to apply for one position, and they basically told Sean, that's it. You're no longer a candidacy for Divergent, even though Byron Dye, the owner of the company, on a webinar, they said that they want to help young adults on the spectrum, ASD, get work, remote work, which would be perfect for them. And once again, we're let down. Pardon me. So I am going to write up an email for him today, and I'm going to do Dr. Phil again today, and I am going to go to a news station because I got to get this out there. Now, I know I've been doing this for years, and I have a few followers. I don't even know how many people have subscribed. I can see on one of my videos there were 588 views, and fortunately nobody put a thumbs down because they're very real. This is just unbelievable that they cannot find work. They just feel like they're waiting around to die. And for a 29-year-old young man, it's sad. Michael isn't as damaged as Sean because he was not the lab rat, but Sean is severely depressed. And this is something that Michael put together. Michael worked very hard, very, very hard to study what was going on with him physically. Worked very hard trying to find ways to stop what happens. Bottom line is, it feels like their nerves are on fire. This is a diagram that he drew. I'm just holding it up there for a little while so maybe you can see it. I know there's a lot there. But I'm telling you, we have tried so many things holistically. And, even the medical marijuana, it helps. It helps Michael, but it does not help. I'm shaking right now just because I'm so tired. And I can't stand seeing my sons suffer anymore. Basically, it starts in the morning when they wake up right here, and then it goes up, and then it starts here, and then it starts and it crosses over, and then it goes down to the feet. He says it's electrical fluids. Starts on the dominant side, which is the left side. And he says, medical doctors can't help me, so I'm taking charge to find a way to fix me. And Michael did this on August 20th, 2018. He said, no one knows how to fix me, so I will find a way to fix myself and my twin bro. And he also says, F the system. Anyway, it starts on the definite dominant left side. And the reason he says that is because they all look at you like, oh, geez, we're glad we're not you. And they try to do everything textbook, and nobody cares. It just seems like nobody cares. There's one neurologist who cares, but he thinks a psychiatrist is going to work. But these psychiatrists don't work, and I can't tell you how many times we've tried to even find one that would work because Sean needs a trauma therapist. They're booked. They're booked. Or they're inept. And it's crazy. All they want is a job. They want a job. They want a life. They want to make money. And they've tried, like I said, through streaming, twitching, all that stuff, and trying to develop games and even looking for work and getting turned down. So it starts on the left dominant side at the radial into fingers, then it travels to the cervical, to the cerebrum, and then it's spawning off electrical and felt at sciatic left side, then travels all the way into the left toes. At that time, there's nothing on the right side, and then he might feel a twitch in the right tick, in the right clavicle and right knee, and then it's starting on the other side. Then the right radial ulna into fingers, thoracic, chest, center chakra, into right side vibration, goes into spine, physical torture. It goes into both feet, starts on left, spawns into right foot. Alcohol is the only thing that can help. Nobody gets it. Is there anybody out there who gets it? Or if you know anybody, I'm going to end this one right now. And is there anybody who really cares? Oh my God, it's sickening. It really is. We feel so alone in this. We really, really, really do. I mean, we've seen endo. I mean, anyway, I'm going to end this right now and check this and see how it looks. And quite frankly, I don't care. We're all alone in this. I'm reaching out to the world here. I'm reaching out to the world because we're here in California. Sadly, I wish we could leave out of California, but we are here and there's no help. There is no help. So is there anybody out there who cares? If you do, please let us know. Show my sons that you care. Thank you so much.